Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Maria Jaju and today I'm painting what started out as a doodle and became a hot, frustrating mess. And because every artist has to deal with failed pieces every so often, today I want to talk to you about perseverance in art. This painting started out as a doodle. I say that I push myself with every painting, and I do, but this time all I really wanted to paint was a cute anime girl with flowers around her face. I had a piece of watercolor paper that I'd previously given a nifty yellow wash, and thinking myself the next Sakuems, I thought I could do my doodle right on top. Things started going wrong immediately. This is my first painting trying out this new paper, and I must say it is a struggle. Even the yellow wash had been a pain to do, and those are supposed to be purely therapeutic. Instead, I have colors that don't get vivid, water that refuses to soak up, I have no plan, no color scheme, and it shows. A half an hour into the painting, I realized that I left some light pencil lines that I forgot to erase. I take my eraser to her nose, but the paper is still wet, and the top layer sloughs off. The painting is ruined. Any paper whose primary function is not to absorb messes, like paper towels or blotter paper, is coated with something. That something can be anything from wax in a Starbucks cup to the glossy sheen of your printer paper. This process and the coating is called sizing. In watercolor paper, the sizing's job is to make sure that the water and the color flows the way that it should. If you soak your paper too long while you're stretching it, the paper will lose its sizing and your brush strokes will bleed. Once I tore the top layer off of her nose, any additional paint in that spot will look like I'm painting on a paper towel. It is over for this piece. I thought about giving up and moving on to the next idea. Definitely called it a day, posted a fail on Instagram, and avoided my paints for the next day. But I remembered Angela. I recently had the privilege of seeing Angela Duckworth speak live in Seattle. Her book, Grit, was published earlier this year, and I'll link to both her TED Talk and her talks at Google Talk in New York below. Angela's message is that while talent and aptitude matters, of course, true greatness is only possible when talent meets perseverance over long term. Grit is that long-term perseverance through which successful people overcome obstacles. She told us a story that was originally published in Dr. Benjamin Bloom's Developing Talent in Young People of, I believe, an Olympic medalist who wanted to quit swimming practice at the age of 11 because he was the smallest in the group and always came in last. His father told him that he could quit, but only after he turned 12 and the season ended. By the end of the season, by pushing through the obstacles, the boy learned at his skills. By simply living through the season, the boy became the oldest in the group. It was fun again once he was coming in first. He became an Olympic medalist for his troubles, and he had almost quit. On a smaller scale and where it relates to art, grit is something an artist needs every day. Just sitting down to paint at the end of a long day at work sounds hard, but as Zaira Banyas said in her recent video, if you just force yourself to start, the rest is easier. In my work, I push myself on every painting, and every painting has a painful spot where my intentions just aren't working out, whether it's a color that's off, lighting that isn't falling like it should, or line art smudging because the ink hadn't dried. I could give up, but then I'd only be walking backwards. Some paintings may be such disasters that it is wise to start again. Notice that I say start again and not give up. Giving up means passing up an opportunity to learn something new and push yourself further than before. It can be hard to throw more time into what feels like a lost cause, especially in our busy lives nowadays. The payout is worth it. So as you see, I pulled up a new piece of the same paper and sketched again, using the ruin painting as a guide. Again, it was not going my way. I drew her forehead too big. I didn't use any reference for the flowers, so they became more of a graphic than a rendering and way too dark. I still struggle with the way that paint flowed on this paper. But at this point, there wasn't anything I could do to make the second version worse off than the first. So I tried out new paint colors like the yellow greens in the background. And I tried graphic swooshes that I had once loved in the work of one artist on DeviantArt whose name I sadly don't remember. I tried the bold blues. I even got heavy-handed with my new white pen. In the end, I had a lot of fun, and the last hour of painting went by in a moment. I'm intensely thrilled that I did stick to it and did start over. I learned so many fun things, and I know exactly where to push myself on the next painting. Flower petals. A few words on the materials. The paper is a 6x8-inch fluid cold press watercolor paper glued down into a block on the two long sides. The jury's still out on whether this is good watercolor paper. I have tried it twice and struggled twice. Most of my troubles have been with how the paint flows on the surface, although having the paper pop up the block towards the end didn't help the matters either. There are 10 more sheets, so we'll know soon whether it's me or it. I'm using my permanent watercolor palette that includes Winsor Newton, M. Graham, Schmincke, Sakura Koi tube watercolor paints. For the black ink towards the end, I use Copic Multiliners SP. For the white, my new Uni-ball Signo broadpoint. I really love the Uni-ball. It is so much more opaque and flows so much better than the Jelly Roll, but it is also thicker. As we come to the end of this doodle turned fiasco turned fun, I'd like to thank you for watching my video. If you'd enjoyed it, please hit thumbs up. It helps other folks find my art on YouTube. If you recently struggled with something and pushed through it, I'd love to hear your story, so please tell me in the comments below. If you like watching me paint and hearing my stories, please subscribe. I am painting every day and posting once I finish each new painting. All of these things make me super happy and inspire me to keep painting and keep posting my latest art. If you want a daily dose, you can also find me on Instagram where I post progress of each new painting around 11 p.m. Pacific. Thank you for watching. See you next time.